Hello, this is Raw of Tamazone. I am back with a more insightful look into the magical witches. Since my last video, my good friend Melissa loaned me her Earthland witch, which is the orange one, and as the name suggests, it is the Earth one. Currently, it is a gluttonous fat blob because my fire one cursed it while I was connecting them and made it really fat, so it turned into basically a lazy blob. So as you can see, it's 91 pounds now. It used to be a feline creature, so I need to start mixing some potions, as that brings down the weight, and then it will go back to the original character that it was, which I will go ahead and do in a meanwhile to show you guys what it's like. But first, oh, there's a poop on the screen. As I had said in my other video, in this toy, you actually harvest the poops to use in potions. And I'll go ahead and show it to you. So, since we cleaned that up, if I go to... not here, hang on. If I go to the pouch, as you can see, I currently have 6 poops stored away for use in potions. So, that's the poop feature. That is kind of funny and kind of weird. So, let me go ahead and start mixing some potions to bring this guy's weight down to 89, so that he can revert back to his feline self, which looks really cool. And then I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so as you can see, this is its usual form. It looks like, as I said, some sort of feline creature. It's really nice. I like that it even has whiskers on the sides. So if we go to the status, you can see that the weight has come down to 89. So in the meanwhile, since my first video, I've discovered a lot more information. So one particular one that I had been wondering was how to bring up the magic bar, the magic power bar. So one way that you can do, there are several ways actually, but one way is when it calls to go on a magic broom ride, it will have a little bat, as I said, flashing on the screen, and then you will come to this bottom icon here, and then it will fly across on its broom, and then several minutes later it will return and most likely have some sort of a item with it. If the items that it brings back happens to be any sort of a mushroom, and if you guys will remember, there are 3 different kinds of mushrooms, consuming what it brings back will bring the magic points by bring up the magic points by 1. So that's a really cool way to bring it up. Another way is that if you don't want to wait for the magic ride or whatever, is you can go ahead and make one of the small cap mushrooms yourself by mixing the ingredients in the cauldron, and consuming that mushroom also brings it up. And I believe that's about it for the methods that I've discovered thus far on how to bring up the magic points. And by the way, I'm sorry if my voice sounds throaty and bad, because I'm just dying of allergies here, so my apologies. So and I'll go ahead and get to the other bits of information that I recently got thanks to a wonderful and helpful person on the Facebook Tamagotchi page. Her name is Yuki Unokuchi, I think. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She was kind enough to translate several pages for me, line by line, and I've spent several hours putting all the information that she sent me into a comprehensive form on top of the pictures. So I'll go ahead and show you guys those, and that way we can have a more comprehensive understanding of the magic and how it is used. Alright, so this is the list of cure magics. When you go under the magic wand icon, you have two choices. It's either cure or curse, and so we'll go and start with these. The X, which means the cross mark, means you just don't have any magic of any kind. Flower bouquet is for an ill witch. White lizard is good for the stomach. Black lizard to help cheer up. Roots for use with disease. Crow feather, it has an effect on poop. Candy to recover magic points. Axe for use in case you've been trapped in a bottle. The candelabra for use when you've been cursed with a ghost at night. Scales for use when you've been cursed with gluttony. If you guys will remember, my character has been cursed with gluttony, but since I don't have the score in my list, I couldn't use it to try and cure myself, so I had to basically exercise and lose weight instead. Next is the clover card, which produces a long-lasting fullness as far as food effect. Heart card for a witch who becomes grumpy all too easily. Rooster for use when a witch oversleeps. The fountain, it has an effect on curses. Claw crane to remove the death counter bomb. And the crystal ball to predict the future. And then we'll move right along to the curse list. Once again, we have the cross mark, which means you just don't have any magic. Toad, get hungry and grumpy easily. Mouse, gets a witch ill. Cursed poop, makes a witch poop a lot. Hemo, I'm not sure what this means. I'm guessing that Yuki, who translated this, didn't know the English equivalent of this either. But apparently it just gives a witch diarrhea. And then there's cursed cutlery, which curses a witch with gluttony, obesity. And this is the curse that was used on me, that turned mine into a blob. White clock makes a witch hungry. Black clock irritates a witch. Cobweb, you will be haunted by a ghost at night when you sleep. And if you'll remember, the counter curse for that is the candelabra, because ghosts don't like the light. When you have one of these, the ghost goes away. And then the cocktail makes a witch become Don Pishapon. I'm not sure what that means. I'm guessing it might mean drunk. I don't know. I guess Yuki didn't know the exact equivalent of this either. And then there's the empty bottle, which is to trap a witch in a bottle. And if you'll remember, the axe was for use in case you've been trapped in a bottle. This is the counter curse for that curse. Happy witch, you'll become a Hopiron. I'm not sure what that is either. A nervous witch, you'll become a Irairan. I'm not sure. Once again. A sleeping witch, you'll become Suyaron. And once more, I don't know what that is. The careless guy, which looks a bit of like the famous Scream painting. It makes a witch lose their stuff. And finally, the baby, which will make your witch start over, basically reset your entire witch. Now, we'll move over to the protection curses that Yuki once again helped me translate. So there's the cross mark, which means you don't have any magic. Shield, it protects you from curses, maybe. Barrier protects you from curse, perhaps. And tortoise protects you from curse, definitely. So there are 3 levels of effectiveness in essence with these protection curse magic that you can use. There's the dropper, it absorbs curse and protects, maybe. Vacuum cleaner absorbs curse and protects, perhaps. And elephant absorbs curse and protects, definitely. Next is the coin purse, reduces enemies' magic points and protects, maybe. The wind pouch reduces the enemy's magic points and protects, perhaps. And the owl reduces the enemy's magic points and protects, definitely. Next we have the frying pan, deflects curse and protects, maybe. Mirror deflects curse and protects, perhaps. And tornado deflects curse and protects, definitely. And the last 3 are sleep related. The pillow makes an enemy sleepy and protects maybe. This was used on me and mine fell asleep for 10 to 15 minutes. I couldn't do anything to wake it up, so I just had to wait it out. And futon makes the enemy sleepy and protects perhaps. And sheep makes the enemy sleepy and protects definitely. So these are all the magics that the witches can use. And lastly, Yuki helped me with the battle sequences and what they're like. So if you have a bad relationship with your friend or enemy, it'll get into mischief mode. The older the witch grows, the more it likes to tease. Witch uses one spell from cursed magic or protection magic randomly. Now this is the part that I'm hoping is not completely random, so I've taken 2 more pictures from the instruction booklets and asked Yuki to have a look and see if it explains how, if it's possible to be able to actually choose and use these spells willingly and knowingly, because if it's just random, it does seem a little silly, but it's still very much fun. But you know, I'm hoping it's not completely random. We'll see. And when the witch is cursed, sometimes it will stop teasing for a while. When the witch is sick or has no magic power, she doesn't tease at all. And this is true because every time you connect them and they use magic against one another, naturally the magic bar starts coming down because they're exerting their magic source. And therefore, if it goes all the way down to 0, they won't do anything because they have no more magic left. And the only thing that, as I said, restores the magic power back up is consuming mushrooms, which is funny, or actually sleeping. Whether you'll win the game or not, it depends entirely on the type of magic that you use. And the last part we have here is, so this is you and your friend, and then what you will do and the situations between the two and the results. So cursed magic versus the other one doing nothing will result in you winning, and protection magic versus cursed magic will result in you winning again, but there's a slight chance that you might lose. And lastly, cursed magic versus cursed magic will equal out to a draw, and there is a illustrated bar beneath showing this process. So that is all the information on magic and battling and their uses that I've been able to gather, thanks to Yuki, who you tirelessly translated this for me, which I really appreciate. So let me cut this from here, and then we'll go and see the magic use in person. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and connect the witches. And so the way you connect them is you're gonna push these together, and then these 2 metal parts will make contact with one another, and then we're going to press the round button on each, and we're going to press B on whichever one to initiate the contact. So let's see if I can manage this with one hand while trying to hold the camera in the other. So let's see, we'll go ahead and press it here and here and push them together. They didn't do anything, they just kind of greeted one another, so let's try again. Alright, I set my tripod so that I can use both hands. Let's see. And there we go. Mine turned this one into a mouse, as you can see. And so it's gotten very ill, as you guys will remember. From the chart that we looked at, the mouse turns the witch sick. So to remedy that, we'll have to go into the pouch and use the curing leaf. And that fixes him right back up. And so I hope that was a good demonstration of how fun these two can be when connecting them together, and how neat the magic use and everything is. And while I was trying to set up my tripod, this one actually called for a magic ride through the sky, so I got that on video as well. So let me cut this from here to that scene real fast. I'll be right back. So earlier I was connecting them, and the Earthling cursed my Fire one, Calcifer, into a bottle. So the poor thing is trapped inside a bottle now. So the only way for me to be able to get him out now is to wait until he gets older and his magic power raises and he gets more cures in his list, because as it is, the counter curse which he needs, which is the axe, he does not have it. Although, this naughty one over here, who's still cursed with obesity, by the way, does have the axe in his list, but it's not going to be of use to mine unless I connect them and he happens to feel like curing mine. That's the only way I'm going to be able to get poor Calcifer out of this bottle. So yeah, that was one cool part. So let me see if he would be feeling generous enough to cure mine. Let me try connecting them again. No, he cast a curse on him again, the same curse. Not that it made a difference, he was already in the bottle. So, let's give it a try. They both cursed one another, so I guess even though mine is inside the bottle, he still possesses his magic powers. This is funny, he just got cursed with the diarrhea spell. Look at him. And the other cool thing is, because he got diarrhea and he was pooping so much, his weight came down to 5 pounds, so he pooped his way out of being in the over 90 pounds, and so he's back to his usual self. That's just hilarious. So yeah, that's it from the Magical Witches. Thank you for watching. Au revoir.